Come in. Come in. It's a dream. Come in.
Mr. Stiles.
Welcome, brother. Welcome, Mr. Stiles. Ah, you've come to take a card.
A snap?
Well, it's the same thing. Have you got deposit? 40 cents.
Yes.
Oh. Never mind, you don't have to pay me now. You can pay me later. You see the trouble, if you don't have the deposit, the card doesn't come out. Let me take your name and address down. I just keep record of people that visit me. What is your name, sir? Name? Now look, at least, my brother, you still have your name.
Yes.
Now, what is your name?
Robert Zwelinzima.
Robert?
Zwelinzima.
Zwelinzima. Where do you stay? Address?
50 Mapija.
50 Mapija Street?
Mapija.
Are you staying with Mr. Buntu?
Yes.
Oh, no. Never mind. His card was there, but he took it last Saturday. Mr. Buntu is a very kind man. Always ready to help the people when they are in troubles. If that man was white, they would call him a liberal. Robert, tell me, how many cards do you want to take?
One.
Just one.
One card.
Oh, Robert, what a wonderful suit. Specially designed and tailored to fit you. Where did you buy it?
Sales house.
Sales house, where the black people buy. 6 months to pay, pay as you were. They never repossess. Robert, tell me, how do you want to take your card? You can take your card sitting down. Robert, you can take it standing. Robert, you can take it anyhow. How do you want to take it?
Anyhow.
Sit down, Robert. Sit down. That's lovely. Robert, you can put your head on. Put your head on. Relax, Robert. Feel at home. This is the only place that belongs to the people. Lovely. Now, Robert, get ready. That's it. Ready, Robert? Robert, are you ready? Robert, tell me, what are you going to do with this card?
Send it home to my wife, Nowetu.
Where is your wife?
King Williamstown.
Oh, that's a man. That's a man with responsibility. I know they do not allow you to bring your wife and stay with her in the big city, but that doesn't mean forget her. Robert, take that card, put it in an envelope. The wife opens it, what does she see? Look. Robert Zwelinzima, with all the troubles of this world on his neck. What does the wife say? Oh no, my husband is not happy in the big city. He must come back. Don't do that, my brother. We all have troubles. We all have problems. But I tell you one thing, my brother. Smile at these people. Smile at the world. Robert, make a 4. Make a 4, Robert. How lovely. Put this arm on the table. Beautiful, Robert. Now, Robert, smile. That's it, Robert. Smile. Here we go. Jesus Christ. What is it, Robert? You can use your pipe. This is not a railway station. Now, right, Robert, a little bit down. Just towards the mouth. That's it, Robert. Lovely. Now, Robert, smile. Smile, Robert. Lovely. Robert, it's finished. It's finished, Robert. Beautiful, Robert. Oh, lovely. Robert, what about another card?
No.
Just one card?
One card.
What if it gets lost? You know what, Robert? I've heard stories about the postman. If those bastards don't strike, you know what they do? They sit down on the way, open all the letters. Dear my wife, the letter goes to hell, the money here. He opens another one. Dear my wife, the card goes to hell, he puts the money here. And Robert, if you take another card, you don't have to pay me the money now, just the deposit.
Like sales house.
Exactly, Robert. Where do you work?
Feltex.
Felton Textiles Consolidated Spinning Mills?
Yes.
They pay good there.
Not bad.
Robert, tell me, have you ever walked down that long passage that lead to the big glass offices, the manager's office? Oh, Robert, imagine, in 15 years' time, to quick promotion in Felton Textiles, you can become the first chief senior messenger. Boy, Robert, imagine yourself sitting behind the desk like a white man with the phone ringing, another phone ringing. Robert, an ashtray, a vase of flowers, and you, Robert, giving orders to the junior messenger boys. Why wait 15 years? Styles can make your dream come true. Now, Robert Zelinzima, chief senior messenger boy at Felton Textiles, in time to come. An ashtray, Robert. A vase of flowers. Robert, let me show you something. Robert, every time I walk into a manager's office, I love myself sick. The bastards, because they run the factory. Sometimes they think they run the world too. They always hang the map of the world behind them, all of them. Here it is, Robert, the map of the world. Lovely, Robert. This whole part, Robert, is United States of America. Nixon is somewhere here. He's in big shit. The papers say so. Robert, this is South America, Argentina, Chile somewhere here. There's been a lot of trouble in Chile, but the papers are quiet about it now. Robert, Great Britain. Very small on the paper, but bloody strong and clever. Robert, this is Africa. The petrol nuisance was somewhere around here. We've got nothing to do with it. We are here, Robert, just here. Robert, you know this one? Russia. Shh. Robert, you know this one? Vietnam, Viet Cong.
No.
You don't read the papers? Jesus, there was once a hell of a fight between the two brothers. America was watching it on TV. Robert Zelinzima, chief senior messenger boy at Felton Textiles, in time to come. Sit down, Robert. Sit down, with the world behind you. Sit down, Robert. Robert, make a four. Put that arm on the table. How did Robert, chief senior messenger boy, smoke cigarettes? That's a symbol of status for us these days. Lovely, Robert. Just about to tap it on the ashtray. That's beautiful. What a lovely background. Lovely, Robert. Now, Robert, ready? Smile, Robert. Beautiful, Robert. Here we go. Lovely. Lovely. Robert, it's finished. Robert, when the machine goes, it's finished, Robert. Beautiful, Robert. How beautiful. Robert, what about a movie?
Move.
You don't know what a movie is? Easy, Robert. I will explain it to you. Look, Robert, when I say come, all you do, walk straight towards me, and I take the car. Robert, Felton Textiles is closing down this December for 2 weeks holiday, ne? Take a piece of paper, write to your wife. Dear my wife, I'll be coming to spend the Christmas holiday with you and my children at last. The wife gets the letter. She opens it. What does she see? Oh, no. Come, my neighbors. Look at my husband, Robert. He's walking to me. My husband is coming to me. He gives the card to the little children. The kids look at the card and look at the card and they say, Daddy's coming home. Mama, Daddy's coming home. Mama. Don't you want it, Robert? Don't you want it? Robert Zelinzima, man about town, with a white suit that I've never seen even the parliamentarians wearing. Robert, here is a walking stick to match the color of your suit. Beautiful, Robert. A newspaper under your arm.
I can't read.
Oh, your wife won't say that in the pictures. Robert, you think these bloody fools that walk up and down with the papers, they can read? You'll be surprised. They're just looking at the pictures. They don't want to talk to you. Robert, let me show you something, what I do with the money the people pay me. I do not sit on it and become fat like they do. Robert, I do things that develop my people's dreams. Robert Zelinzima, man about town, will walk in front of the great city of the future. The city of the future. Lovely. Okay, Bazaar, that is where we all shop. Okay, Bazaar, Main Street, Johannesburg Building Society for whites only. Strand Street, Barclays Bank all over the bloody world. Mutual Insurance Company, John Foster Square. Be careful, they run the country there. Now, right, Robert, just get ready. Beautiful, Robert. Now, Robert, just a little bit in front of the great city, just right in front of Barclays Bank. Lovely, Robert. Now, when I say come, just walk straight to me, Robert. Now, ready? Come, Robert. Come, Robert. One more time. Come, Robert. Hold it. Robert, smile. Smile. Smile, Robert.
No way to. Dear, no way to. I've got wonderful news for you in this letter. My troubles are over, I think. You cannot believe it, but I must tell you. Sizwe Banzi, in a manner of speaking, is dead. I'll tell you what I can. As you know, when I left the railway compounds, I went to stay with a friend of mine called Zola, a very good friend that Nowetu. In fact, he was trying to get me some job. After a week with Zola, I was in big troubles, Nowetu. The headman came around, and after a lot of happenings, which I will tell you when I get back home, they put a stamp in my dorm book saying I must leave Port Elizabeth at once. 3 days. I was a very unhappy man, Nowetu. I couldn't stay with Zola, because if the headman found me there again, my troubles would be bigger. So Zola sent me to a friend of his called Buntu and asked him if I could stay with him until I decided what to do.
I am Buntu.
Sizwe, Banzi.
Sit down, Sizwe Banzi. I've been expecting you. I met Zola in town. He explained to me you need a place to stay until Saturday, when you go back to King Williamstown. You can stay with me. Well, as you see, this is a two-roomed house. Patch yourself in that corner there. I'll be in this other room. I'm not staying with my wife at the moment. She's a domestic servant in town. She helps to sleep with the white madam. Gee, it's a bloody hot day today, eh? What is your trouble, actually?
I've got no permit to stay in Port Elizabeth.
Where do you have permit to be?
In King Williamstown.
How did they find out?
As you know,
Yeah.
I was staying with Zola. And I was very happy at Zola's place.
Yeah.
Until one night, as I was sleeping on the floor,
Yeah.
I heard some noises, and then there was a loud bang on the door.
There was a raid again.
There was a raid at Zola's place.
Ah, shit, these people.
The headman walked in and pulled me out of the table.
Yeah.
I was wearing my pants,
Yeah.
and I finished dressing in the van.
You're lucky.
They drove straight to the administration office.
Yeah.
And from there, they went to the labor bureau.
Uh-huh.
Later, I was taken into an office.
Yeah.
And made to stand next to the door like a pole.
Yeah.
A white man sitting behind the desk.
Yeah.
Looking at me and also shaking his head.
That's what they let him know.
And just then,
Yeah.
another white man walked in, carrying a card.
Was the card pink?
The white man was carrying a pink card.
That's a record card. Your whole life on that card in detail, and they keep it.
The first white man started writing something on the card.
Yeah.
And just then, another white man walked in,
Yeah.
carrying,
A stamp.
he was carrying a stamp.
What did he do with the stamp?
He used it on my dorm book.
Let me see your book. What did they tell you?
They wrote something on the dorm book.
Yeah.
And then they told me to get out.
Jesus Christ. You know what this stamp means?
I can't read.
Listen, you are required to report to the Bantu Affairs Commissioner of King Williamstown within 3 days of the above-mentioned date. 1, 2... Jesus, brother, you should have been at home yesterday. For the purpose of repatriation, influx control. Brother, you've been endorsed out.
I don't want to leave Port Elizabeth.
Maybe, if that stamp in that book says go, you must go.
Can't I burn this book and get a new one?
You burn that book and get a new one, and the bloody white man sees you doing that, huh? You'll have to tell him how many books you've burnt before. And what do you think you're going to do? Walk up and down without a book? You will have to apply for another one. And you make it a point before that new book comes, no policeman stops you and asks for the book. You'll be back in those courtrooms, 5 rand, 5 days in jail, right? The new book comes, you'll never get a job, anything, without the right stamp in it. So you will have to go back to the labor bureau. The white man takes your book at the labor bureau, he goes straight to those big machines. What do they call these bloody machines they've just bought from Britain? The computer, yeah. He feeds the computer with your dorm book number. N-I... Record card, pink, Sizwe Banzi, born in King Williamstown, endorsed out of Port Elizabeth. That date, the white man picks up the same stamp. This one is finished. You can forget about it. Throw it to hell if you like. Apply for another one. Back to the labor bureau. The white man grabs your book. He doesn't even look at your face. It's not important. What he wants is the number. That's what he wants. Back to that big machine. N-I... Record card, Pink, Sizwe Banzi, born in King Williamstown, endorsed out of Port Elizabeth. That date, and this time it's straight with an escort to the magistrate court. 10 rand fine, back to the railway station. You'll be in King Williamstown. You will serve in jail for the train fare.
Can't I find some jobs in the gardens?
Jobs in the gardens?
Yes.
You know what these white ladies say when they want a garden boy? Can you read the paper?
I can't read.
Eastern Province Herald, page 18, swap column, domestic vacancies. We want a garden boy, very well-mannered, wide knowledge of season and flowers. Book in order. Your book is not in order with that stamp. And what do you bloody know of season and flowers? Tell me, isn't there a white man you know here in Port Elizabeth who might perhaps give you a job?
I don't know any white man in Port Elizabeth now. The white man I used to know is Vas von Steen. He is now in Utnik.
Pity. We might have been able to work out a point there. You see, if you knew the white man, I would ask the white man to write a letter, stating in the letter that he's got a job for you here in Port Elizabeth, right? Now you take this letter from the white man in Port Elizabeth who's got a job for you, straight to the native commissioner of King Williamstown. The native commissioner of King Williamstown will read the letter from the white man in Port Elizabeth who's got a job for you and write another letter. Now take the letter from the native commissioner of King Williamstown plus the letter from the white man in Port Elizabeth straight to the native commissioner of Port Elizabeth. The native commissioner of Port Elizabeth will read the letter from the native commissioner of King Williamstown, letter from the white man in Port Elizabeth, and then write another letter. Take the letter from the native commissioner of Port Elizabeth, native commissioner of King Williamstown, letter from the white man in Port Elizabeth who's got a job for you straight to the senior labor bureau officer in charge of the influx control and the endorsement stamp. The senior labor bureau officer will read the letter from the native commissioner of Port Elizabeth, native commissioner of King Williamstown, letter from the white man in Port Elizabeth who's got a job for you, and then take your book and re-endorse it with Section 10, 1A, 1B, the right to stay and work in a white prescribed area while employed. Listen, Sizwe, once the white man put that stamp in your book, it's done, brother. No one can undo it. Forget about it. All I can do is to try and get a single train fare ticket to King Williamstown. That's all. Now, why don't you go back to King Williamstown? Hey, I've got it. You go back to King Williamstown. Listen first, man. Go straight to those big offices. What do they call this office if you want to go and dig the gold for them? Whatever, the labor recruiting office. Tell the white man behind the desk you want to sign the 3 years contract and dig the gold for them. They don't care, man, whether your book has got the right stamp or not. What the white man wants, you must go down and bring the gold up to him.
I don't want to work in the mines again. I once worked in the mines. There's no money at the end of the month. And it's dangerous working down in the mines because you start pouring those rocks and pieces of rock start falling on your head. You can die any minute there because black men get killed in the mines.
And you don't want to die?
I don't want to die.
Are you married, Sizwe?
Yes.
Children?
I've got 4 children.
Boys? Girls?
3 boys and 1 girl.
I'm married too, my brother.
You've got children?
1.
Only 1?
Yeah, my wife attends this birth control rubbish clinic. You know what, Sizwe? If I were to tell you the troubles they gave me before they could put the right stamp in my book, born in this town. The troubles they gave me before I could get a job to stay alive, born in this area. The hell I went through before they could give me this 2-roomed house, born in this country. Jesus Christ, we start screaming the whole bloody night.
Why is there so much trouble, Mr. Buntu?
Last Saturday, I went to a funeral of an old man, just on the other side of Port Alfred, in those small farms. You know the way it is with us, man. When an old man dies, there is always that service at home, another service at the church, another service at the graveside. All the priests present that day selected one phrase from the Bible. Can you mean we are all going home one day? But my moment was at the graveside. when they gave a chance to a lay preacher. He was a very tiny man with a thin-trimmed mustache. He wore one of those double-breasted suits which I Tempri wore. And every time this man called upon the Lord, he had a wonderful gesture for me. Tiko, asindi savantwana vakho. Ngoku. This reminded me of my Kiri days. Standing next to that little black coffin, he started by saying, "Here lies Jacob." That was the old man's name. Here lies Jacob. At the age of 101 years old, here lies Jacob at the end of the road. This man, with his bare hands, he has built the highways, the tunnels, the bridges of this country. And with his bare feet, he printed all those footpaths running through the bush and farms. Here lies Jacob at the end of the road. He said to those mothers squatting next to the grave, with their eyes swollen and the veils on their faces, he said, "Wipe your tears, my sisters. Lift up your veils. Stand up, my brothers, and let us all sing. Let us sing, because Jacob at last is a better man. He hasn't got our troubles. He hasn't got our problems, because Jacob at last has reached home." That's a home for a black man. It's when they dig a hole to bury him. It's when they press our face against the cold earth and we smile with our teeth out. That will be the only time we will be happy, brother, is when we are dead. Let me do you a favor. Have you ever been to Sky's place? Come with me. I'll do you a few shots there. Let's go drown our sorrows at Sky. Let's go drink ourselves to death. That's the only time a black man can be happy, is when he's drunk.
Sky's place. Hey, no way too. When I mention that name again, I get a headache. Such would be your surprise, no way too, if you had seen me at Sky's place. Only, it was not just cold drinks being served, no, but first-class booze. And it was not Mrs. Theron serving, no, but a certain wonderful and beautiful lady called Miss Nkonyeni. And it was not just Sizwe, your husband, seated there, no, but Mr. Banzi, with all the most important and lovely people New Brighton has ever known. And we left Sky's place, no way too, with Mr. Bundu at 12 midnight.
I'm taking you home. Come. Hey, wait here. I just want to pee in that corner.
Okay.
Now don't move. If you move here, those thugs will grab you.
Okay. How can you find Jesus Christ in a Dutch Reformed church?
Yeah. That Sizwe is a bloody fool, I'm telling you. He's leading Mr. Banzi and Mr. Bundu astray. I know my way around this place. And I'm going to moor him if I find him on the way.
You can't pull. Let's get out of this trouble there.
Only me in trouble.
I said there's the dead man there.
Eh?
He's lying flat on the ground. I beat him wet. I thought he was a heap of rubbish. I look again, he's dead. Listen, we must get out of here before the policemen come. Come, this side. This side, man.
Mr. Bundu.
What?
Let's report that to the police station, my friend.
Police station, this time of the night. Two drunk men, one with the wrong book. We both walk right inside the police station. Sergeant, there's a dead man. Lock them up, they killed him. I know those bastards. Come.
Okay, Mr. Bundu.
What now?
Mr. Bundu.
What?
Let's carry that man home, my friend.
Jesus Christ, we walk up and down with the dead man. We don't know who killed him. The policeman asked who killed this man. We don't know, sir. Not a bloody damn. I'm going home now.
Okay, listen, Mr. Bundu.
What now?
Mr. Bundu.
Eh?
Then let's report that man to his home, my friend.
And how do I know where that bloody dead man stays? How do you expect me to go back to that corner, ask a dead man, where did you stay before? Don't be bloody stupid, when?
You say you won't know, my friend.
How will I know?
Mr. Bundu.
What?
You see this, my friend? That dead man's book is going to tell you, my friend. That dead man's book, like this book of my talks, I'm telling you, my friend.
You want to put me in real cock tonight, when?
I don't want to put you in shit. My friend, I'm not trying to put Mr. Bundu in shit. That dead man's tomb book, like this tomb book of mine talks, it knows its English, big words, endorsement, report back, don't come back. Sizwe Banzi wants to come to Port Elizabeth, my friend. This tomb book says no. Sizwe Banzi wants to come and work in Port Elizabeth. This tomb book says no. Sizwe Banzi wants to bring his family to Port Elizabeth. This tomb book says no. Aye, people, it was never like that when they introduced it. They called it a book of life, happiness, joy. You can't get lost. But look what is happening to me with this tomb book. This tomb book is getting me mixed up. I'm getting mixed.
Aye, Yere. He was a handsome chap, this man. Robert Zwelinzima, Group Xhosa, Tribe Fingo, Burgerskap.
Briskap.
No citizenship. In the case of a native who is not a South African citizen, NI number, Bantu Population Register. Warning. It is an offense for any person at a man.
Where does he stay, my friend?
Hey, look. This dead man is one upon you. He's got the right stamp in his book and the work seeker's permit.
Okay, my friend, right stamp or wrong stamp, just look for his address, car.
Okay, Section B, that's it. 46 Mandy Road, New... Section 1.
Huh?
You know what that means?
Section.
He was a lodger there. Look, if you are not married, they don't give you a house. You must screw around until you get married, then they put you on the waiting list.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't his house, they kicked him out. Let's see. 52 Madala Street, oh, God, the same cock. Hey, I'm not going here.
Where?
You know where this man stays?
Where does he stay?
Single man's quarters.
Hey,
My friend. Listen, I stay at 50 Mapicha Street. Any man can show you where Mapicha Street is. Number 50, right on the door, right? That single man's quarters is a hell of a big concentration camp with a string of houses like train carriages. 12 doors in each carriage, 6 men behind each door.
So what, Mr.
You want us to go there this time of the night? Knock at those doors, wake up the whole bloody compound. Does Robert stay here? Does this...
We don't
I'm not
do
going
that,
to
my
do
friend.
that. Listen, this is trouble.
It's no trouble, Mr.
We've got nothing to do with this man.
Don't say that, Mr.
Hey, I'm taking this book back.
Bundu.
What?
And you will do that with me too, my friend. If thugs stabbed me at night and left me there, Bund, would you just pee me wet and leave me, Bund? Your own friend, Bund. I wish I was dead, Bund. I wish I was dead because nobody cares a damn about me. What's happening in this world, my friend? Who cares for who in this world? Who cares for me? What's wrong with me? I've got eyes to see. I've got ears. I've got a head to think good things. Am I not a human being? Look at me, my friend. I've got arms, I'm strong. I can run with a wheelbarrow full of cement. Am I not a human being? Look at me, my friend. I've got a wife and 4 children. How many children has he made? What makes me different from him? Am I not a human being? Am I not a human being? Am I not a man? I'm a man, people.
Hey.
I'm a man.
Hey, let me see your book.
What?
Let me see your reference book.
Are you a policeman, Bundu?
For Christ's sake, let me see this bloody book.
Bundu, take this book, my friend. Take this book and read it carefully, Bundu. And tell me what it says about me, Bundu. Does this book say I'm a man, Bundu? Does this dumb book say I'm a human being, Bundu? This dumb book, my friend. Wherever you go, it's dumb book. You go to church to sing good hymns. You've got to carry a dumb book. You go to town to buy food for your family. You must have a dumb book. In your own house with your children, this dumb book must be in your pockets. And even when you die in hospital, this dorm book must be there. Dorm book. Yeah.
Come.
This is a world of dorm books.
Come.
Yeah. Yo.
Hey,
Bund.
this is the chance.
Bund.
This is your only chance.
I still say no, Bund. What's it mean, Bund? That means Sizwe Banzi.
He's dead.
I'm not dead, Bund.
Shit, my brother. Let us burn this book. Sizwe Banzi disappears off the face of the earth.
And that man you left in the street, Bund.
Tomorrow the policemen pass that corner. They see the dead man, run his pockets. They won't find this book. 3 days in the public mortuary, nobody identifies him. Pauper's burial.
And what then, Bund?
I contact my friend Norman at Belton Textiles. I tell him about you, Robert Zwelinzima, my friend. The white man looks at the book. Who does Robert Zwelinzima looks like? You. Who gets the job? You.
And what about that shit at the labor bureau,
You
Bund?
don't have to go there. This man has the right stamp in his book and the work seeker's permit. Once the white man signs it, you can stay in Port Elizabeth.
I don't want to lose my name, Bund.
What do you bloody mean you don't want to lose this book? You like this bloody book they gave us when?
I say I can't lose my name, Bund.
All right. After all, I was trying to help you. I've got my book, and I'm staying in Port Elizabeth.
Bundu.
Robert Zwelinzima takes this book. He's got a job at Belton Textiles. Sizwe Banzi picks up this one. He walked 150 miles to King Williamstown. You better start walking. You've got to be there yesterday.
Bundu.
Don't bloody bullshit me.
Bundu.
I told you they're coming back again. If they find you here, you'll be back in that crowded train. Take an advice from me, friend. Walk the 150 miles. There's a lot of sightseeing in that.
Bundu.
You think a bloody lot, man? Go join your wife. She's there in King Williamstown, out of job. Your children are out of school.
Bundu.
Join them. The whole Sizwe Banzi family is on leave for life.
Bundu.
That's what the bloody white man wants.
Bundu.
Sit down with your ass on the Ciscan border. Cough your lungs out. That's the way to King Williamstown,
Bundu.
man. Walk.
Bundu.
I said get out of my house.
Bundu.
What?
about my wife, Nowetu, Bund?
What has your wife got to do with this?
Her loving husband is dead,
So
Bund.
she's going to marry a better man.
Who, Bundu?
Robert Zwelinzima, you, man.
I, Bundu, how can I marry my wife? Who am I, Bundu? Robert or Sizwe? Please, I'm mixed up now,
Leave
Bundu.
the rest to me. As soon as your wife gets here, I will introduce you to your wife.
No, Bund. My children, their father is Sizwe Banzi and they're registered as Banzi at school.
Are you worried about those children? Are you worried about yourself? Are you worried about your bloody name? You, my brother, with this book and that stamp, that job at Belton Textiles, at least can make this world a little bit brighter for your children.
No, I'm afraid, Bund. How do I get used to Robert? How do I live as another man's ghost, Bund?
Ghost. Wasn't Sizwe Banzi a ghost?
No, Bund.
Wasn't he?
No.
And that bloody white man at the labor bureau grabbed you by the collar. What did he see when he looked at your face? A man with dignity and respect, or another dumb book with an NI number. Isn't that a ghost? Walk through the white suburb. That little child says to his mother, Mama, look at that boy. Isn't that a ghost? All I want you to be is a real ghost, if that's what they want us to be. Be a bloody ghost, man, if that's what they've turned us into. Why can't you be a spook? Spook the whole lot of them to hell. Suppose you try my idea. Suppose you take this book and you get that job at Belton Textiles. Friday, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's pay time. Rough casting section C, non-skilled laborers. One line. The white man sits there with that big box full of the wage packets in line. He picks up the first one. John Carney, yes sir, pay packet over. Thank you, sir. He picks up the next one. Winston Shona, yes sir, pay packet over. Thank you, sir. He picks up the next one. That's Bukhulana. He said, my boss. Pay packet over. Thank you, my boss. He picks up the next one. Robert Zwelinzima. Robert Zwelinzima.
Yes, sir.
Pay packet over. Open it. Open it. 5, 10, 11, 12, 99. 12 rand 99 cents a week. Your wife, your children, rent, food, clothes, school fees, school books, school uniform, your tax, your life, your future. Saturday morning, man in a blue overall, 12 rand 99 cents in the back pocket. He walks straight to town into Main Street, sales house. He walks in, the salesman meets him. Sit down, my boy, sit down. You've come to buy a suit? Just a deposit. The rest of the balance in 6 months installments. You must pay every month, my boy. We shall send you statements to remind you of your balance. Let me take your name and address down so that we can send you a calendar during Christmas holidays. What is your name, my boy? Your name?
Robert Zwelinzim.
Where do you stay?
50 Mapija.
Where do you work?
Feltex.
Felt and Textiles Consolidated Spinning Mills, Ltd, SA. How much are they giving you there a week?
12 rand 99 cents.
Nine. What is your reference book number? NI number. NI number 3811863. Burn this number in your head, my brother. Burn it. This is more important than your name. The white man will never ask for your name, but always this number. Never forget it. You heard me. Never forget it. NI number 3 8 1 8 6 3. Again, NI number 3 8 1 8 6 3. NI number, my boy.
3 8 1 8 6 3.
Sunday morning, man in his white suit from sales house. He looks smart, so he must go to church. He picks up the Bible and the hymn book, down Grattan Street into Dora Road, right inside the church, and there stands the priest on the pulpit again. Tiko, kodwa kubenini na ungalipindezeli igazi lethu kwabahamba phezu komhlaba.
Amen.
I warn you all.
Hallelujah.
Your time is up.
Amen.
Beware.
Hallelujah.
Lest the Lord visits the earth.
Amen.
The books are paged.
Hallelujah.
Your names are not found.
Abraga.
Repent
Abraga.
before it is
Abraga.
too late. Repent.
Abraga.
Will all those that have not yet handed their names for the burial society remain seated, please? May I have your name, my brother? Address? Your reference book number? NI? Your name, my sister? Address? Your reference book number? V/F? Your name, my brother? Your name, sir?
Robert Zwelinzim.
Address?
50 Mapija.
NI number?
3 8 1 8 6 3.
Sunday afternoon, he walks out of the church a saved man. The congregation waits outside. Everybody is happy. May the Lord bless you, Brother Banzi. We are happy you belong to the crawl of the Lord at last. Amen. Hallelujah. He walks down the street. May you stay within the right side of the laws of this country. Jesus Christ will see to that as well. Amen. Hallelujah. 3 steps from his gate, just before he opens it, suddenly, police, clean that face. Your name,
Robert
address,
Mapija.
where do you work?
Feltex.
Passbook. Now, have you got this reference book?
Yes.
Now do your, come. Now have you got the bloody book? Yes. Sergeant, throw him in. Hold it, Sergeant. What Kafur chief do you vote for?
Sebe.
Hey, your boss must sign this book every month. This bloody book must be signed every month. Now where's your text? Where's your text? You strong.
All right, Bund. I will try.
That's a man. That's my brother. If you want to stay alive, you must try.
But if I try, Bund, Sizwe Banzi is dead.
What about Robert Zwellinzim? What about the man I beat him wet until I realized it was all that was left of a man? He's alive. It's a bloody miracle. Robert Zwellinzim is alive again. Look, my brother, if somebody were to offer me some of the things I wanted most in my life and will never get, some of the things that will make me and my wife happy, just in exchange for my name Buntu, you think I wouldn't swap?
Are you sure, Bund?
Yes, if it was me alone to think about. If I had no responsibility, no one to care a damn about. Yes, my brother, I'll be prepared to keep my name and pay that price with a little pride. But if I had a wife I loved, wasting her life 150 miles in a mud pondok in the bush, if I had 4 hungry children waiting for me, their father, to do something about their lives. No, Sizwe.
Robert.
Oh, yes, Robert Namen, Sizwe Mangi Vusi. To hell with your bloody name, man. To hell with that name. If in exchange for it, you can get a piece of bread in your stomach and blankets in the winter. All right. Swap those photos and return the dead man's book. You can keep your name if it is important to you. Have your name back, man, if it means your bloody pride. But next time that bloody white man calls you John, don't turn back. It's not your name. Don't say Yabas. Next time that bloody white man calls you a boy, don't run up to him and lick his ass like we all do. Turn back and face him. White man, I'm a man, not a boy. We're bluffing ourselves, my brother. Listen, I'm not saying that pride is not a way for us black people. But all I say is shit on our pride. If only we're bluffing ourselves that we are men. We are men, my brother. We are men. You just remind me of my father's hat. You're just like the old man's hat. A special navy blue Stetson hat wrapped in a plastic bag to keep the dust off. My father puts it right on top of the wardrobe. God help those children who so touch it. Sundays, he puts on his diamond black suit. The only suit he puts on when he goes to funerals of relatives. Then comes the special hat. As my father walks down the stairs, me and my mother, we watch him through the lace curtain. And both we say, there goes the man. My father, as he walks down the stairs, down the street, and that bloody big policeman stops, and the white man shouts again, come here, boy. Off comes that hat. Boss, meneer. Is this what you call pride? Is this what you call pride? Take mine and give me bread for my children. Understand me, brother. You know Robert Zwellinzima. That man are left stinking in that dark corner. If there are ghosts, his ghost is smiling tonight. He's a brother man, just like us. You know what his ghost is saying? Good luck, Sizwe. I hope it works.
For how long, Bund?
How long? For as long as you stay out of trouble. Trouble will lead you to the police station. At the police station, they'll take your fingerprints. Your fingerprints will be sent to Pretoria, where they line our names, numbers, faces, and lives in that big book. And your name, Sizwe Banzi, will be kicked out again. And that will be the beginning of your troubles, brother.
Bundu, do you know what you are saying? You are saying a black man must stay out of trouble. It's impossible, Bundu. Our skin is trouble.
said you wanted to try. I'll see you in the morning. Good luck, my brother. I hope it works.
So, nowhere to, for the time being, my troubles are over. Christmas, I'll come home. In the meantime, Buntu is working out a plan to get me a lodger's permit. If I get it, you and the children can come here in Port Elizabeth. Spend the money I'm sending you carefully. If all goes well, I'll be sending more and more every week from now. I do not forget you. Your loving husband, Sizwe, Banzi.
One more time, Robert. Come. Hold it. Robert, smile. Smile, Robert. Smile.
Witnessing human beings forcing other human beings to spend their whole lives in spiritual and physical traps and cages leaves us with a feeling of outrage and fear and helplessness. Paul Laurence Dunbar, a man not too far removed from the days of slavery, understood this feeling of entrapment, and he wrote a poem called Sympathy. I know what the caged bird feels, alas, when the sun is bright on the upland slopes, when the wind stirs soft through the springing grass, and the river flows like a stream of glass, and the first bird sings, and the first bud opes, and a faint perfume from its chalice steals. I know what the caged bird feels. I know why the caged bird beats his wing till its blood is red on the cruel bars. For he must fly back to his perch and cling, when he fain would be on the bough a swing. And the pain still throbs in the old scars, and they pulse again with the keener sting. I know why he beats his wing. I know why the caged bird sings, Ami, when his wing is bruised and his bosom sore, and he beats his bars and he would be free. It is not a carol of joy or glee, but a prayer that he sends from his heart's deep core, but a plea that upward to heaven he flings. I know why the caged bird sings.
This was a co-production of Miami-Dade Community College and British Broadcasting Corporation, British Open University.